Okay, so I said a lot, and I think any person who wants me to go over anything can do that now. But I just want to start off with a very brief summary and then open the floor for questions. Direct minting is a methodology which allows you to save, spend, and send funds and instantly receive the exact matching value in a hard currency. Plain and simple. That's what direct minting is. Okay. And the mint is an acronym. M is manageable, is well within the realm of possibility that I can take $1, put it in a pocket option account and trade with it and turn that into $1.02. So I prove my point. $1 left my account in Barbados. I hop on the pocket options, press the button. I got $1.02 in profit. I instantly, but that's what Carl did. But what Carl has done is develop an algorithm that algorithm does the exact same thing for you, but you're not the person pressing the button. The algorithm is. Okay. So I hope that persons understood that. Then the last 20 minutes, I went through 9 ways how to get those funds to you. So I've covered how it works. We don't need to discuss that. And we can discuss how I get it to you. So the floor is open. Go right ahead. Anyone can go. And remember, there's no such thing as a silly question. Right, so I just brought up on screen while persons are deliberating. The only thing I did not show was the formation of those 15 persons. I did that on purpose. However, the reason why I did that is that will only be available for persons who actually make a deposit. So if you're not making a deposit, it doesn't make much sense me going through that process, how it works. Remember, the process works. So I don't think it was best for me to go through that part. Right, so there's on the screen if persons want to benefit from this. So the floor is open. Any questions? Go right ahead.
Okay, good night.
Good night, good night, good night.
Hi, in this process for the first 15 deposit, first 15 persons instantly qualify. How long does the system take to generate the funds for the person?
Okay, so I usually get this a lot in my other ideas, and I designed this to work instantly. And let me explain to you why it works instantly. Time is only relative to those who have it. So the instant part is the cryptocurrency, meaning that when you deposit those funds, the algorithm goes off and does the exact same thing in cryptocurrency. So to answer your question, 24 hours, the cryptocurrency is ready. However, I cannot, is right at this point, as of today, I cannot send those funds to you. I have to come up with innovative ways to get it to you. So I decide, the client asked me not only to design the system, but to design an entire ecosystem. So in the event that you deposit and you decide, you know what, I want to instantly qualify and I make a deposit, when do I start seeing those funds? Great. Those 15 persons who are there along with you, they assist you. Imagine that they assist you, they're assisting themselves as well. Yeah. So you can you have 2 choices. You can keep the crypto in your wallet and just use it, but you can't really spend it in Barbados yet. However, you can bring it down in chunks of 2,700 Beijing dollars every day. There isn't, I speak on correction. I don't know if there's any limitation on because that amount may vary from bank to bank, but this is the best part. It is when those funds are transitioning within the Barbados economy. Remember, the way how my system works is that I don't have to send funds to Barbados. I just showed you 9 ways how I have this excess of Barbadian currency, and they can balance it multiple ways. Putting gas in your car, selling crypto, trading itself, but trading by itself can handle all nine. And I love the last one. If you want those funds, you can just provide transactional history that before you deposited funds to me, your account was this, and then your account is Y. It mathematically proves you sent the funds to me. So even in the act of depositing, you can benefit. So I hope that answers your question. The 24 hours is cryptocurrency. However, the actual tangible, if you want to call it tangible cash, is limited by the institution that you're a member of. I can't control that yet. I'm developing a system to circumvent that, but that's talk for another Zoom call, which is not related to this. Yeah. All right. All right. So
Okay,
you're most welcome. All right. So Patrick, I saw your hand goes up, and then afterwards I'll go to the question that Derek asked. Go ahead, Patrick.
Yes. Good evening, Carl, and everyone else. In terms of the 9 options for you to get the cash to participants, I mean the funds to participants, can that also be extended to additional options, such as, I think you hinted at that earlier, like if the person prefers you to send the lump sum to their crypto wallet, or like bit.bb or so on?
Yeah. I just chose 9 of the best ones. I want to thank one of my I think I would say one of my good friends. She and I met like literally years ago, and we've always kept in contact. And she's also a member of the network I have outside of direct minting. And we were brainstorming today, and I actually sent her 9 of them, and the 9 that I gave to her are not all here. So I just gave you 9 of the best ones that I believe persons can instantly qualify for. So to answer your question, there are much more than 9, but I try to bring it. My responsibility is to manage expectations and to prove to you, one, it works, and the only hurdle that we have to go over is how do I get those funds to you? And you just mentioned it just now. Ladies and gentlemen, the most, this is probably bad English, quickest, the fastest way to get these funds to you is cryptocurrency, because that is literally the mechanism that I use, digital assets. Yeah. But that in itself has embedded growth metrics. So when we send you that $40,500 worth of cryptocurrency, that is US, that's not Barbadian currency. And then once you diversify your portfolio in a certain coin, and that coin explodes next year into 2025, yeah. So Patrick, I want to thank you for that question. Yeah. All right. So what I'm going to do, I saw Angie and Brian, your hands raised. I'm going to read a question from Derek, and then I'm going to come to you. So Derek asks in the chat, just to clarify, in 24 hours after deposit, the total amount of 40,000 US or equivalent in cryptocurrency would be in a wallet which we control personally. Yes, that's correct. Now you're asking me, like, how, Carl, is that possible? One of the most beautiful things about compound interest is that it works. It works. Remember, I have 15 persons in a group. Yeah, so I don't think I have to show you how compound interest works with just 15 persons. So when my algorithm is trading, it has 15 persons doing the exact same thing. I don't think I need to do this, because I've gone through this ad infinitum in the other process that I have. However, what we're doing is like literally is an algorithm that, like, I can't click my hand that fast. I humanly can't. So I wrote an algorithm that does it for me. Yeah. And not only that, it uses compound interest to get it done. So what I did, I've given it 24 hours. And I would have gone to to actually how it works, because that's my team's intellectual property. But just know it works. The reason why it works so well is that I have to find 15% to share the access to the funds with. So Derek, in the event you deposit, you're actually doing me a favor. So those persons who deposit less than $2,700, you go into the waiting pool. but you just don't get stuck there. While you're there, you're receiving funds. Imagine that. You're not in the main pool as yet. Those 15 persons are, but as their benefit, I actually have 30 persons plus whoever else. So at the end of the call, let's say, for example, right now, the 22 persons right here on this call right now. Let's say, for argument's sake, 15 persons decided they're going to deposit. Okay. Those 15 persons are less than $2,700, right? And then the 7 other persons, I hope persons realize what they did there. I have a machine, which I'm talking to you right now, is a Surface. Then I have another machine that is actually doing the PowerPoint presentation. I have 2 machines, 2 computers in the house. So this means I can have 2 separate devices receiving trades on my behalf. This is so cool. So there's literally no, I don't want to get into the technology of it. There's absolutely no limit to how many funds that we can create. But the major but here is that when we want to bring those funds to Barbados, the fiat system is a major bottleneck. And the way how I found to get around that bottleneck is to share those funds with everyone. And the Barbados economy benefits. So Derek, you receiving that 40,500 US of crypto is doing me a favor, because I know helped you, do what you want to do. And there are other persons as well that benefit. So this is a statement I didn't put in the PowerPoint presentation. You're doing me a favor by proving this works. So this is an open invitation to persons. I mean, you're helping Carl launch direct minting, which is a technology. It's not a platform. So please don't mistake this PowerPoint presentation as something separate I'm doing. This is just software that persons can use. Okay. So if you want to access direct minting, you just sign on and benefit from it. Yeah. And then Carl does other things. This is just all this is software. That is it. It's not a platform. There's no membership fees yet, but they're allowing you to benefit. So Derek, I hope that answers your question. Okay. All right. So next up we have Angie and Brian. You can go ahead. You can Angie and Brian, you can unmute your mic and go ahead.
Hi, Carl. Angie's asleep.
Okay. Hi, Brian.
Hi. So in simple terms, my deposit will sit there and accumulate, or sort of build up to the 2,700.
Yeah.
And when it hits the 2,700 mark, it goes into the 15.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
and then right? Yeah, that's right. And those 15 persons must receive $40,500 Bitcoin. They must. It's mandatory, because the system has to balance itself. It has this growing amount of funds. The only way to keep that on the check is to share it with persons. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And I think you answered this question. I would go for option 8, because I'm not in the island at the moment.
Yeah.
But I still have to pay bills.
Yes.
So any bills that I pay, well, would go into the system. I'd get the money back from the bills that I pay. The money comes out of my bank.
Yeah. And the way I look about it is that it can also pre-generate the funds for you too. So you don't have to, most of us pay the bills when we do have the money, and then we pay a bill, like me and my wife. We pay our rent the first of the month. So we know that we are sitting pretty, because for that month we are cool because our rent is paid. Yeah. So imagine we also pay our we use this to pay for our electricity. That means, and we also add to it. So we actually every month, the local electricity company in Barbados, they actually owe us. So when we get our bill, it's always that they owe us, and we just pay the difference, and then we just add on an amount like that. So it works really good when you sort of reap the benefits of it.
Yeah. That's what I do. Yeah, I'm sort of a month in advance type of thing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Right. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Right. So but I just want a person to understand the $40,500 is actually US. So I don't want persons to mistake that the sheet is Barbadian currency. The reason why it's Barbadian currency is that there's always an assessed amount. So let's be straightforward here. When you receive 40,500 US and the system doubles what you send to persons, I mean, you're gifting away. Instead of keeping that $40,500 US for yourself, why not give away half of it and get it back instantly and still help somebody else? So that's why I quoted it. I mean, it's mandatory. You can't get away from it. Your amount is always split in half. And that means it's always $40,500 to do what? And this is probably, I didn't put this in the presentation because it is only for those persons who benefit, who deposit. But there are systems here in Barbados that you have to wait so long. You make a deposit, someone joins like 2 weeks after you, and they get the whole the massive amount that it is. And you were in this system like for weeks before them. There are other situations where you have to go and recruit, and someone that you recruited got to that location. I'm choosing my words carefully here. Before you, this system works in the opposite. Yeah, while you're waiting, like literally while you're waiting, you're getting funds sent to you. So and the longer you wait, you actually get more than the person who get the lump sum. So the first 15, most persons who are coming into the system, they for that first mark, they may say, well, I want to be number one, not realizing the person at number 15 person, they're getting 15 rotations of 40,000. Just work out, multiply 40,500 by 15, and that last person gets that. That's how it works. So actually giving half of your funds away to somebody else, you instantly get it back, and you have the great element of helping person. The algorithm picks up. This is the active involvement's big brother, direct minting. It really benefits you when you take your funds and help other persons. So I haven't quoted it in for non-profit organizations because that's a legal element. Those companies must reflect what they receive, and you will have to get a lawyer to do with that. But I haven't done that as yet. But all I'm just trying to keep it within a tight closed house right now. Right. All right. So that's it. So are there any other questions? We're coming on to, let's see what time it is now. It's 9:02. So we are just about time here right now. So we started at 7:45, and we have 15 more minutes. So we got first 15. So any more questions? Okay. All right. So we have 15 more minutes to go. Patrick has a hand. Go ahead, Patrick.
Yes. If persons don't have the $2,700 upfront, I know in other programs there was the possibility of trading to reach that point. Is that possible here?
That is possible. What I have done is built in, how can I call it? It is more of an exchange, whereas the person, I got this idea from my wife actually. I have a 4-tier system in the other initiative I have, and those tier system originally were tied to mobility of information and deposits. So she gave me this great idea of, Carl, why don't you just make it a classification system, meaning that the person has to learn and achieve and also perform certain tasks, and then that person is they're growing in knowledge, not only in action. So to answer your question, yes, those persons who don't have the full $2,700 yet, what you can do, you can follow some basic instructions, like join this website, install this software, and then what happens is that this system trades on your behalf because you're helping the system. There are so many ways that you can benefit from just being involved without actually giving funds. So you deposit what you could afford, and then like what Mr. Todd said is that we have a plethora, all those elements. There are other elements behind those that allow you to beef up your so all those persons who are in the waiting pool, who may not have the $2,700, I work with you. allow you to get funds that beefs up to get prepared. But once those 15 persons get their funds, you jump right in there as well and benefit. And not only that, you're benefiting leading up to that. So we are very interested in helping those persons beef up their deposits to get it to $2,700. Yeah.
Question in chat, Carl. Question in chat.
Thanks a lot, Leo. Good evening. I was late to the party. Is there any way you could do a quick recap? Of course, yes, that is not a problem. I'll do a very quick recap for you. Yeah. Yeah. And then I'll go to the next question. Okay. So I think the best screen I can use is the one that shows you 9 methodologies. I think that's the best one I can use because to pitch how this works is a two sentence pitch. Okay. So let me just stop sharing here. Yeah, let me just stop sharing here. And I'm going to do a brief recap for you, a very, very brief recap. Okay. And let me share my screen here. All right. So first of all, what is direct minting? Direct minting is allowing any transaction in Barbados to be matched with an equal value in a hard currency. So when you spend $1, one Barbadian currency dollar, my algorithm then generates the exact same dollar, but in US currency, right? So as a result, so I just pitched you how it works. We don't have to go into the minutia. That's our intellectual property, but it does that and it works. I've been doing it for a couple of months now, yeah, and it works. When I rent a vehicle, it's almost like renting a car for free. When you go to the movies, same thing. When you buy clothes, all that has to happen is that it must be connected to a real-time system that the algorithm knows what you purchased, so it knows what's to go and trade for. Easy. Okay, so that is how it works, and that's what is direct minting. Okay, let me show you the caveat of that. Since that is generating $1 US for every 1 Barbados currency, you're going to end up with this. You will, and it's mathematically impossible. You will end up with an excess amount of cash. So what I've done is develop a system called direct minting. You know about it. That it shares that excess with 15 people. Let me show you how that works. Right. So I'm gonna literally breeze through this. I don't want to get stuck out here because these kind of sheets can be problematic when persons read them verbatim. So these are estimates. Let me just put estimates here, big, and also gonna put it in bold. Yeah. So our financial system in Barbados does not allow me to send $40,500 to one person at any given time. The daily restriction doesn't allow it. Even the ATMs only allow you to withdraw a certain amount per day. Okay, great. So what I've decided to do is to spread that amount across 15 persons periodically. It's fully legal. Yeah. So instead of sending the $40,500 to one person, which I can do, but those funds will be held, I've decided to spread that across 15 persons, and then it all adds up. And then on top of that, I can determine how often or what the frequency how a person can receive that. It stands for MINT, is an acronym. Manageable, it iterates, but its intensity is intentional, but it's also an investment. So, and then it is numerical, meaning that it's a numerical match. It picks up what you spent. It doesn't need funds to generate it, or it just needs data. So it's a numerical system, and it must be a transaction. It must be a legal transaction. This money laundering will not work for this. Okay, so you can't simulate this. Remember, it is transactional history. So it has a method of looking back and see what you've done, and it projects. And once the projection falls in line, it works. It's not just it doesn't just take your word for it. It does an assessment on past activity, your connection with me, and then it goes from there. Right. So that is the methodology. It works. So the frequency, how often a month you can make a deposit, and it has a classification system all the way down to type 6. Yeah. Then right. So I'm not going to do it, but all this does, it allows you to know how often you deposit. No person, I refer to them as financially well-endowed individuals. Any person with a large amount of funds cannot throw their funds in the system. A person who has a different deposit cycle, not tied to your pay. So it's not tied to your how often you get paid. It's not tied to your salary or a self-employed person. It is totally tied to how strategic you are with your deposits, how well it uses an algorithm to see how well you manage the funds you have. Yeah, and that's what it does. So in the event you take 6 months to get this done, it does not matter. It took you 6 months. It looks at how you did it, and that's why it benefits you. Now, since I have ended up with all the excess cash, I have to come up with 9 innovative ways plus more. We have more than these, but let's give persons, and I'll literally jump through these. I won't hit all of them, but I'll hit the major ones. We trade for it, so I can every time you send one Barbadian currency, I can trade for $1 US, win that trade, and get $1, and I just perpetuate that. And it's so cool. It's compound interest. That's great. So I then start to trade it with the $1 interest at one. But it is an algorithm. It's not Carl doing it. So that means it can perpetuate. So my team and I discovered that we can really be aggressive. You just teach the algorithm to be aggressive as well. It's not artificial intelligence. It's something that we wrote. So it is a script, but a script based on data, right? Let me pick another one. Buying food. When you go to the supermarket, even if someone overseas purchases it for you, you get it. Also gas, and you might put gas in car, it instantly gives you about the exact same amount. Arbitrage, purchasing currency at a lower price, selling it on a higher price at another platform. Buying a phone at a reduced price, and the system picks up that this phone is valued at X. So you go on eBay and a phone costs, let's say, I don't know, 200 US, and you got it on eBay for 40 US. It must balance that regardless. Remember, this is the algorithm, so it goes and balances that. And bills, if you may have a water bill, electricity bill, mortgage, rent, and entertainment, and let's say that comes to $16,000 a month, the algorithm goes and trades for that and gives you that before the month ends. So your salary and all that other stuff is used. Buying a car, same process. Instead of you pushing those every monthly payments on your pocket, the system generates that. And last but not least, it does not require a deposit. It's transactional history, meaning that it goes back in your history, analyzes what you actually have on your account, and then you obviously you have to sign a waiver that you give us permission to examine your past history. Yeah, but it does that for you. It assesses that you had X amount of funds in your account at one point in time, and it goes and trades to bring it up to scratch. So those are just a few ways, but that's what we covered before, and then we went on to discuss other stuff as well. So I just want to give person that recap. All right. So going on to the next question in the chat. Right. Let's see. I've seen a lot of questions pop up here. Right. So yeah, great. So that was from LW. Now, Derek said, do persons have the options to convert their 40,000 US in crypto to cash at the laser? Yes, is your wallet. And I didn't go through all the platforms that we use, but okay, let's mention 2 of them. There's one called WirePay, and there's another one that I've just signed up. Well, I just started to sign up my team members with. It's called EcoPayz. ECOPAYZ or payz.com. Creating an account is super easy, and they give you access to a framework that gives you access to US bank account and so forth. So there are many ways you can get that. So to the answer question, are you leisure? Yes. All right. Going forward now, Leonardo asks, he said that can happen. As the presenter stated, the quickest way to receive these funds is getting through cryptocurrency to your personal wallet. Once it's sent there, you can decide how you want to send those funds to yourself via bank account or Bitcoin.bb, etc. Perfectly said, Leonardo. Thanks for that. All right, continue on. Janice asks, can the deposit history be previous salary? Yes, it can be. So this is a great question. What if you work for a company, let's say for 10 years, and you can see the transactional history for 10 years? I mean, like that, you feed it into the algorithm. For the next 10 years, because the algorithm is going to match what happened, this algorithm is going to generate that for you for 10 years. And ladies and gentlemen, this is not voodoo, this is not magic, it's called coding. You just tell it what to do and it does it. And the great thing about it is that we have a class called Basis. This is another shameless but not shameless plug. I have a class right now that is teaching you how to do this. So it's not like Carl is talking a lot of high fancy stuff. We can show you how to do this for yourself. So you don't have to use our algorithm. You can, get really good and develop your own. So allowing you to understand that in that class, we don't only teach you trading, like what Lionel said, we teach you the whole ecosystem of how to be a trader. And then when you want to go to a little bit more, there's the paid element. But these classes are complementary. I don't like using the word free. My wife has introduced me to the mastermind class process of teaching. Yeah. So at this point in time, I believe we've met the criteria. I'm gonna stop sharing now and let persons. I'm gonna actually wrap up right now. Yeah, it is 9:15 on the dot. Perfect. So I want to thank everyone for coming. The information was on the screen. So in the event that anyone didn't capture it, let me just put my information in the chat here. And I'll put my contact number and my email address. So my contact number is 1-246-231-7762. And that is cell 1. Cell 2 is 1-246-246-267-1826. That's cell 2, and making sure that's correct. And my email is carl@Freemium Strategic. Cool. Persons will realize that I use different emails for different purposes. Yeah, right. So that is it. So my first cell is 231-7762. That's also WhatsApp. And the other one is 1-246-267-1826. That's also WhatsApp as well. But you can contact me directly on those numbers. In the event you want to email me, carl@freemiumstrategic.co. All right. So I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. Be safe. Always be the best version of yourself. Everyone, have a great night.